The day after Charlie Kirk was shot, this professor, Sam Richards, tries to issue a dire warning to his students and tries to have a genuine conversation about the real ramifications of what this could mean.
This thing could go south, okay? You know what I mean by that, going south, okay?
The response of some of these students surprised me, and it's worth looking at.
Just go in a slightly different direction.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I just would like to know in what ways he showed that he was changing his mind, or maybe he showed some progression in his thinking.
Think about what she's saying here, because you can't know what the proper progression would be unless you think you have the right way to think.
She made a very good point. It was, prove me wrong, but it was never for the benefit. Like being able to look at someone with an opposing opinion and say, I take no offense, it's not hating on me, it's your opinion, it's your stance, I respect it, is something he did rarely.
And then she makes the most common, frustrating, and lazy attacks that, well, he was 31 debating with college students.
And I think even, again, in relation to who he was talking to, he's 31, or correct?
Yeah.
He's in his 30s arguing with college students and pushing a fake prove me wrong narrative. I'm going to listen to you. No, you're not.
No, here.
And I think it's at this point that it genuinely gets under Sam's skin, but he's trying not to show it.
I'll tell you how I know that he shifted his thinking, because you cannot be engaged with human beings in the way that he was and the way that I am, day after day after day. You cannot engage at that level and shift the way you see the world. And I listened to the complexity of his arguments over time, and I'm like, yeah, that dude's like, these things are getting to him.
And it seems to really bother some of these students, the fact that, well, he was skeptical about colleges today and the need to go to college.
Charlie was very aggressive with his views. He was very, at least I think a lot of the things that I've seen in a lot of the media I ingested from him was anti-college, yet his main source of debate was college campuses. That's a little bit...
Well, yeah, but, okay, hang on.
He was challenging the young minds on college campuses, which are supposed to be the places where we do that.
If I had to take classes over again, I don't know what I would do. I would drop out of college immediately, because I just would. So he provided a great service in a college environment. So it's like, yeah, get out and do that.
He's trying to get a sense from his students of whether or not they're even aware of what is at stake here.
He kind of essentially is assassinated for his ideas, for challenging people. And whoa.
This is deeper and more important than a conversation about guns. This is about something else, but they can't make it about that, because in their minds it can't be about free speech.
Well, I think that was a really good segue into this. I think with the combination of possible retaliation and the lack of gun laws, wouldn't gun laws be better if there is a fear of retaliation from the left?
Sam tries to push through this. It's deeper than guns. It's not about that.
Okay, go beyond guns. Set aside the guns, because somebody, he could have been killed in any other way.
It's as though it's not registering with some of these students. It's as though they don't see what is actually at stake here.
His death means a lot to a lot of people in a lot of different ways, but I'm not sure really what I'm afraid of other than the meaning of it and the symbolism behind his death not being understood and utilized.
So you're not really afraid in the way that some people. How about you?
No, I am still afraid. I am still afraid of things going south, because things can go south.
Not the violence, not the potential for this to spiral, not civil war. No, it's Charlie Kirk's ideas living on.
Do you have?
I do. I think another fear is maybe someone taking it upon themselves to handle his unfinished business, because I'm sure a lot of people that supported Charlie Kirk feel like, oh, he's gone too soon, he wasn't done, like the things he was pushing, he was making change. Other people may feel the need to echo him or carry on the rhetoric he was pushing, and I don't think that's beneficial at all.
Make no mistake, this is not about what Charlie Kirk's ideas were, which is what many of these students are trying to make it about. This is about the ability to have dialogue
his whole thing was prove me wrong. And I think that's the basis of debate. But I find the issue is, and I think the reason why he rubbed so many people the wrong way was that he acted almost as if he never really had the intention to be proved wrong.
And some students are playing the same game, trying to paint the picture as though Charlie Kirk was genuinely harmful. And they're digging deep here for it. The student claims, well, he was too confident in what he has thought through.
You can say as much like, oh, I'm really open-minded and I want to have my opinion changed. If you give me the right statistics, you give me the right emotional basis, you use the Constitution, use these things to actually prove me wrong, I will change my opinion.
What do you expect when someone thinks about something deeply and has a logical foundation that is entering the fray and saying, come, challenge my foundation? She paints this picture as though that isn't genuine if you have that confidence.
So you felt as though it wasn't really genuine. So I try, for example, for me, yeah, that's really important. So you felt all along like, yeah, it's not really genuine. You know, you're not, you know, can I tell you a story though? Charlie, as somebody who's been around a long time, I will guarantee that he changed a lot of his ideas as a result of a lot of these debates.
And yet, this student goes right back to attacking his ideas. Well, I don't agree with what he was saying. What's your point? Therefore, what? Just truly think about the subtext here.
Just go in
I
a
have a
slightly
question.
different direction.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I just would like to know in what ways he showed that he was changing his mind, or maybe he showed some progression in his thinking.
Sam asked a really good question here. He asked, can you acknowledge that you agree with him on something, anything?
There are many things that Charlie said that you would agree with.
That I would agree with?
For sure.
No.
Well, listen to what I said earlier. He said the guy was talking every single day, just like me. I have thousands hours of video. He has probably 100,000 hours of video. There are things that he said that I will guarantee you would say, oh yeah, a lot of things that he said that you'd be like, yeah, that's actually a really good point, and that's a smart point, and that's good, that's bad, you know.
This is a good way to test to see if someone is coming from a conversation in an honest way.
Oh, I'm sure, but with the context and with just everything altogether, Charlie Kirk as a whole, I know I do not agree with. He could say and have, some clear points that are factually true or statistically true or morally true in rare cases, but that doesn't mean I agree with him and everything that he did. I wouldn't even say I agree with him.
It's not everything. It's some things, right? And so
Sure.
Some students do seem to recognize how this is spiraling.
You know, people laugh about this. Like, I've seen it on TikTok now. Like, people are laughing that, an influential person in our world that made us question our beliefs, just like you do yourself, it's not funny. No one should die.
Because Sam recognizes that this really could lead to a conflict that would resemble a civil war.
how often do you think about us spiraling into some kind of civil war? Like really, like the violence just grows and grows and grows. And or are you afraid? Do you have any fear of that? Like y'all are young.
And some of the students do seem wise and seem to recognize what is going on here.
I'm afraid of the fact that in past terrorism results, our nation has come together, and this has separated us even more. And I think that's really terrifying.
Wait, can you say that? First off, what's your name?
My name's Natalie.
Natalie?
Yeah.
Can you say that again?
Sam shows them point blank how quickly these things can spiral out. We've not seen anything like this in our lifetimes.
Okay, but now go to Civil War level.
But yeah, that's what I was going to get to. We've caught.
But they pivot back to guns.
If you're giving people a choice to own a gun,
Okay.
then
All right. So listen, I want to, it's not that I don't want to touch guns, because I'm happy to touch guns, right? But I want to go beyond that. We're beyond guns right now, y'all, right?
He just gets fed up with the gun control conversation.
Here, thanks for that. I really have to go in a different. Can I just switch? I don't want to talk about guns anymore. Were you going to talk about guns? Yeah, I don't. Yeah, okay, hang on. We'll come back to guns on a different day, all right? I mean, I know, I want to, out of respect, were you going to talk about guns? What are you going to talk about?
I'm trying to be patient because these are college students and this is important, and I'm glad they're having this conversation. And it's not about this individual student, so don't take it personal. If the student sees this, don't take it personally. I would just encourage you to reflect.
What are you most afraid of?
I think I'm most afraid that America won't utilize Charlie Kirk's death in the correct way.
Okay, what does that mean?
Nothing will really be gained from it, and it'll take too long to put the pieces together of significance, meaning like, what was he talking about when he died?
What was he talking about when he died? That's what's important.
Who killed him? Was it a civilian or was it planned? Was it, the date, the location, things like that? It's going to take a little bit too long to dive into those things, which prolong the process of gun control and things like that.
It's just sometimes watching college students, it's frustrating, but but that's what happens when you watch how the sausage is made, kind of. It's this undertone of, yeah, it's tragic, but he was too confident. He wasn't genuine. He did not show enough progression based upon what she judges as the right way to think.
She said someone could take his rhetoric and push it further, where I think we're looking at oh, he had so many supporters, but he didn't talk to his supporters. He talked to people that went against him and shared everybody's beliefs, which if you're sharing your beliefs and having civil conversations like that, it prevents violence and it prevents getting shot.